welcome to Truth Talkin Thursday. This is Jim. I'm Jane. And in the spirit of, going back to school, there's a lot of, I've noticed a lot of articles and posts on social media about bullying and things like that. And it just kind of made me think about a larger picture in regards to fair play and a team attitude. I was thinking of a bigger picture of fair play and a team attitude in the sense of, Jim brought up the family unit. You have to have a good team attitude there as well. Sports teams, you have to have a good attitude there as well. Work teams, you have to have a good attitude there as well. There's a way that teams are put together, and yes, there's usually a leader. There might even be some team leaders. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, but we've all heard time and again, there's no I in team. And right. I mean, I can finish that, but we won't do that. We'll let it go at that. There's no I in team.
There is no I in team.
What makes a team is when everyone works together. And I believe that starts with thinking for yourself. I believe that starts with your own attitude. Fair play comes from your attitude. I was raised by the golden rule, right? You only do to other people what you would want them to do to you.
Hopefully.
Yes. And I think that there are some very clear, I'm going to use the word expectations. And I know we've talked about those as being not a good thing. But I think we all have them and we all understand what they are. So that's what I'm going to lay out there, I guess.
Well, I think expectations, I don't think that they're bad things. I think it just depends on how we apply them to the course of our lives. If we expect people to do certain things that they're not capable of doing, or if goes against their grain, or if just insults their sensibilities, and you continue to expect certain levels of care, expertise, or whatever professionalism out of them anyway, then that's on us. Mm-hmm. But expectations, I don't think, are a bad thing to have of people until they live them down, basically, or they prove otherwise. But,
right, for sure. So thinking about fair play in a broad general sense, not just related to team sports or families or parents or children, getting along with our peers, not just one of those specific things, but in every way. What does fair play mean to you?
Fair play is treating everybody by the same set of rules of our own. So if I treat you with respect, I need to treat this person with respect, and this person, especially in a team, because there is no I in team. You're right. And so I think fair play to me means not expecting more than the person is able to give.
I was kind of thinking about it. And maybe this is too general or even not general enough. I was kind of thinking about fair play as seeing the opportunities and going for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Like, if there's an opportunity to be had, half at her.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you don't, from my point of view, as long as you don't take away from or in some way hinder the other person from trying to do the same.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to follow that up with. And doing so with integrity.
Yes.
Seeing an opportunity, taking it, but doing it with integrity.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Some people will call that ambition.
Exactly. You could lump it under in any way like that. And to me, then tying fair play in with a team attitude is where you take it one step further and also encourage the rest of your team to take those opportunities and go with them and to help them as well too. Mm-hmm.
What keeps people from exhibiting fair play? Use your basketball analogy. What would happen there to suggest that fair play isn't something that person is concerned about or considers?
If I was on the opposing team and I saw the same thing that whoever got past the ball saw, and I knew I wasn't going to get there, so I tripped the person that had the ball, that's not integrity. And that's not fair play in my mind. That's not using the skills that you have been taught to play the game.
Right.
Just like if you apply it across the board to when we lose our tempers or when we lash out at somebody, that's not fair either. That's not fair at all. To treat somebody with disrespect because of whatever is going on in your life, that's not okay.
Even though you think it is.
Even though you think it is for some reason, that's not okay.
Okay. I'm not sure I agree 100%.
Tell me why.
Only in that, if I've done what you've asked me to do, and that is soul search, we need to ask ourselves, is this fair play? And if I don't believe I am, then how I choose to handle or deal with that person, whoever that person is and whatever they've done, I believe that I'm handling this with fair play in mind, and I did what I needed to do, and I did it without being despairing about anybody else or about, or making comment on the fact that they've got funny hair. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the key right there. If you have done it in an acceptable manner, that's one thing.
Is that fair play?
That is fair play.
Okay.
But if you're going to throw things in there that insult somebody else, or put them down, that is not okay.
It's not. Yeah. No.
I don't care if you think you're right or not. There are certain things you just do not say because that's not acceptable.
Well, and usually when you say something in that frame of mind, what you say is meant to hurt rather than deal with the issue that you've been presented with.
Exactly. I think that's what's so unfortunate, and I think that's what gets lost a lot when we're talking about team attitudes and fair play and things like that. I think emotion gets in the way and we stop thinking for ourselves. Ergo, we've lost sight of who we are and what we really think and believe, and we are reacting rather than responding.
Yes. And if we're dealing with somebody's behavior and all that kind of stuff, hopefully what we have to say to them, they may consider to be a point that they haven't taken seriously, or they need to work on, or fair play to me needs to be delivered or exhibited in a way that where somebody, including the guy who's given it, has a chance to learn something that may be better for them or favorable to them in some way down the road or something like that.
I think it is extremely important, as we said here, to be aware of what you think yourself. That's where all of our actions come from. But it's equally important to consider others and to realize, especially when we're talking about fair play in a team attitude way, there's more than just you and the team. There's more to consider than yourself. So when we begin with ourselves, I think it automatically follows that we consider other people. I think that's just a natural progression. Yeah.
When you were saying that, what comes to mind? What comes to mind when you think about fair play? For me, it's and maybe it's probably just me, but competition. I mean, if I'm playing on a team, I want to treat my teammates with a sense of fair play, because the more people that are thinking the same and doing the same with the same goal in mind, the likelihood is better that you're going to win.
Exactly. Seize the opportunity. See it first. See it, seize it, go for it, but do it with integrity.
Absolutely. Well said.
Have a great week.
Thanks for stopping by.